Laurel and Michael Middelear have been thrust into the spotlight during the very public trial for the death of their daughter Alexa. But despite their grief, they managed to maintain their composure and grace under horrible circumstances. Many have wondered where they got their strength.
It's not a religious belief. I think that the moment that this happened, Michael and I have always believed in choice, and we have had an amazing daughter, and we never wanted to be seen as, you know, like a wreck, as a train wreck of a family, because we wanted to honor Alexa.
A lot of people in very high places said this to us. They said, if any two people can drive some positive change, we think it's you.
It was that conscious decision in the face of grief that allowed them to become two of the most powerful voices for change in our impaired driving laws for years. But behind the scenes, they were also lobbying hard for the police and Crown to use unique and creative tactics to ensure the woman who killed their daughter would be held responsible.
The police were trying to keep us abreast of the progress, but they couldn't obviously disclose to us the undercover operation. And I remember in conversations even saying to them, look, we know she hangs out in that bar. I certainly hope you have people watching her in that bar. And they were just stone-faced. Lo and behold, they had a whole undercover operation going on.
There were so many people in high places that were truly surprised at the outcome. And I go, wow, look what happens when these people get out of their comfort zone. They use an innovative but professional approach to something, and they get rewarded for it. We spent so many nights here with her and reading her books, and like I said, sometimes it's tough.
And while the family is still extremely tight, they've been forced to sue Alexa's aunt, who was severely injured in the crash, because it's likely Berner's insurance will be invalid because she was impaired. In the safety of their own home, their immense grief has taken a huge toll on them and their young son.
It's not the grief of Alexa only, it is the trauma of what we saw that day. And we don't like to talk about that a lot, but we were on scene, and the impact that that has on a family to see the carnage and everything. So for Christian, he needed help to get through that. I cannot underscore how important it is to get professional help with that.
I asked him, Christian, and it was really light conversation. Christian, if you could have one wish, what would it be? And he goes, Dad, that's simple. I'd want Alexa back. And I go, wow. I so often forget what his perspective is of this. And he's lost a lot too. He's lost parents who are somewhat normal. I mean, he's lost his best friend. He's lost a lot of innocence. He recognized that there's a lot of danger, that you could go out and feed a horse at the side of the road, and you can be taken just like that.
While Alexa's room hasn't been touched, the pain is still too raw, and they often come here to think about their daughter. But the family is also considering a new addition.
Laurel talks about family and family size, and that's something, candidly, we've had a lot of discussion about. And it's not easy when you're in your mid-40s to talk about expanding the size of your family. It's something we never thought we'd do, but we do feel our family is small and a bit unbalanced. I remember I felt, I said in the first early days when we were without Alexa, I said, God, I feel like, we're a table with three legs.
Through the upheaval, Laurel continued to work as the principal of her son's school, and Michael is just returning to work as a consultant in the travel industry. So are they optimistic about the future?
Once you've lost your one of your most precious children, you realize that this is all we have right now, and you better make those good choices to invest in your family and spend time with them, because that's the most important thing in this life.